Henry did get back to me the same day of my posting of the Part 1 segment. While I was waiting to hear back from him, I reverted to my old tried, tested, and true. I'm talking about YouTubepedia. So that by the time I talked to Henry, I had some idea about the things we were about to discuss. Take this valve here, for example, which appears to be in the closed position. I told Henry that I moved it down into what I considered to be opening it, which he said was a good thing, because gas has got to be able to flow into the heater in order for it to come on properly. My initial set of pictures focused on this thing. I was not sure what it was I was taking a picture of, only that it looked interesting, and that it might be the main thing Henry and I would talk about in our discussion. I was only half right. You see this black knob here. I figured there must be some lettering near it which had not been visible in these first set of photos. So I went back again and used my finger to wipe the area around it. Now the lettering showed. You can see upside down the word off and the word pilot. Then some of the things Henry had been trying to tell me when we were face to face began coming back. We're back here at the live version of where the knob is, the black knob to the heater. Right in this area here is where it says pilot. Over here in this corner is where it says off. And you really can't see it from this angle, but way back here is where it says on. So where the pointer of the knob is pointing, it's in the on position. And you'll be able to see me move the knob. And now it's in the pilot position. Now it's back in the on position. And when it's on this on position, if I try to push it down, it doesn't go down. I'm going to take and move it back in the pilot position, and I'm able to push it down. So the knob can only be pushed down in the pilot position. And there's a procedure called pushing it and holding it down. You hold it down for a period of time, and then you release it. And then after you release it is when you move it back into the on position. So why do I say I was only half right? Because I did not realize at the time there are actually two different parts to this whole thing. The first part is the pilot button, which is the black button I have given a lot of attention to. The second part is what I will refer to as the pilot apparatus. This is the thing you put the external flame or spark to in order to fire up the system. And there is some tubing or pipe which connects these two things together. I realize this may be getting a bit technical for some viewers, but we all have some idea how a gas stovetop works. We turn a button and then there is a flame as a result. A gas house heater is little more than an oversized stove top. There is a pilot somewhere around even if you cannot see it. Pushing down the black button is somewhat similar to turning that knob on your stove. The gas heater does not light up automatically as does a stovetop though. I have to apply a flame or spark to light the pilot apparatus. Only then will the main burners fire up. So I looked for a tube which went from the pilot button to the pilot apparatus. I began to focus my attention on this. This here is the tubing or pipe that I'm talking about. And this guy is non-flexible. It's in there the way it's in there and cannot be moved. So if I am right about this being the connecting line between the pilot button and the pilot apparatus, then that means all I need to do is follow this line to where it ends. And that should be where I find me, the pilot apparatus. At this point was where the entire investigation took on a bizarre and almost surreal turn. Because I'm already within a confined space. It's a good thing I'm not any bigger, because then I would not have been able to fit myself in between the water heater tank on the one side and the wooden wall on the other. Now I have to go up under the heater in order to find out where the line ends. This is the area where the gas tube or gas pipe ends at underneath. So I'm going to assume that this is where the pilot is located at. Yeah, right in this area here, I'm assuming that's where the pilot is located at. After those few seconds of video, it was time to put away the camera so that I could concentrate on what I was doing next. While all of this is going on, I'm using the one hand to hold down the pilot button, and with the other hand I'm attempting to apply a spark to the area where the tubing ends. And guess what? Nothing's working. I tried applying the spark to the top. I tried applying the spark to the side. In the middle of all this madness, a thought occurred to me. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not smelling anything. Going back to my gas stovetop analogy, did you ever notice whenever you turn that knob and the flame doesn't come on, you smell gas? You also can hear the gas coming in. Then you know something's wrong because you are supposed to see a flame as well. What was going on with me was that I was not hearing gas coming in, nor was I smelling it. This harkened me back to the valve I was talking about earlier, the one I said I opened. But did I really open it? Maybe it was already open, and I closed it. So I went up and turned it back to its original position. Still, I heard nothing and smelled nothing. Nor did applying the spark do anything. So then I'm like, this is getting too crazy for me. There is no way it should be this hard to light a pilot. I've got to be barking up the wrong tree, which means where I'm thinking the pilot apparatus is not. I'm doing a timeout. Let's let somebody else look this video over and see what they've got to say.